Hi guys, this is Mick with Bushcraft. Today I am making a very large batch of hardtack. Hardtack goes by many different names. It goes by ship's bread, ship's biscuit, hard biscuit, sometimes simply biscuit, depending on what historical era you're working in. And I'm going to call it hardtack most of the time, but hardtack is very easy to make. If you're a beginner and you want to make some food that is historically accurate from many different periods of history, hardtack is a very good choice. It's been around forever. The ingredients are very simple. It's simply flour and water and some salt. Mix it up, put it in the oven at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. Take it out, flip it over, do it again for 30 minutes, and you're done. It turns into a very, very hard biscuit. Almost like bread jerky, if you want to think of it that way. You're really just dehydrating this bread product. All right, so we're going to make this hardtack, and it's very easy, and I hope you stay with me, and I hope you learn something. Thanks. So I've got a couple of pans. I'm going to make a double batch. I've got some flour, salt, 1 cup measuring cup, a little biscuit cutter here, rolling pin. I'm going to use 4 cups of flour. So here's my cup. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cups of flour. And I'm going to use 2 cups of water. 1, 2. You don't even really need a bowl. You can make a little volcano and work it that way. While I'm doing this, my oven is preheating to 350. And one of the things that I have done, I've done this a couple of ways in the past. I've added salt at the end and mixed it in, and I've added salt at the beginning. So far I have added no salt at all. So I'm going to do that in just a moment. Alright, so what I'm going to do is add just a little bit of salt to this. This happens to have no iodine in it. I'm not anti-iodine, I just didn't have any in this version. A little bit of salt, maybe a tablespoon, teaspoon, mix it in. And the dough is very thick right now. Okay, I'm going to add some flour here to my work surface. I'll spread that out later. And just sort of flouring my pan up. Let's get this thing, start shaping it up a little bit. I've made a lot more than I usually make, so this is going to be an adventure. I'm looking for about a 1/2 inch thickness here. And I've done this a couple of ways in the past. I've actually cut it with a knife and poked holes in it. I've used a biscuit cutter, which I'm going to use this time as well. Both ways did okay. One looking good. And just start popping out biscuits. And if you're just a guy interested in history or interested in trying this stuff out, or a gal or a kid, all those things, you don't have to have any special skill. You can see I'm just kind of making a mess here and doing what I need to do, and just clean up your mess and you'll be fine. And the thickness is not perfectly uniform. This end is producing a biscuit that's a little thicker. It's okay. Right now we got about this going. I'll have another pan full, maybe a little more than a pan full. Alright, so now what I've got is some scrap here that I'm going to reconstitute, I hope. Okay, so this will just be scrap, although, you know what, I'm a cheap so-and-so, so I'm going to actually try to make a little bit more. Waste not, want not, right? That was Ben Franklin, wasn't it? Alright, be frugal. Use up all your... This is the last one. After they've cooked for 30 minutes, I'm going to flip them. Put them in for another 30 minutes. And they will be getting more and more dehydrated and dry and hard as I do that. Okay, 30 minutes is up. I'm going to take these out real quick, flip them over. But they've already gotten very hard. The oven is still on 350. I'm going to put these back in, flipped over for 30 more minutes. Okay, all done. That second 30 minutes is up. I've turned off my oven. I'll get these out. They're fairly hard. Hear that? I have not personally done an experiment to see how long it'll keep, but it is extremely dehydrated. It is extremely dry. Because of that lack of moisture, it's hard for bacteria to find a home. Not that they can't. Bacteria are pretty resilient. They'll find a way. It just takes a very, very long time. If you keep this sealed up, I think on actual naval expeditions or long ships voyages, they kept these in barrels. So you keep moisture and air away from these, they'll keep even longer. But these are very hard, like I wanted them. And I know in the Civil War time, they would talk about having to soak these in coffee to make them actually edible. They were so hard. And I'm going to try not to bust my teeth. I'll show you how hard it is. You can. So it's very, very hard and crunchy on the outside, but these tall ones are still a little bit like bread on the inside. And I wanted them to be hard and dry all the way through. So some of the thicker ones I'm going to consume first. The thinner ones will keep longer. So there's an example of hardtack. Thanks for watching.